Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Kaza. Kaza never wanted to raise his voice at you. He loved you so much. Perhaps too much to even be rough with you like that. But things happened. And sometimes even an angel like Kaza could be too angry to control his reactions. And that's why when he yelled at you this time, you were quite startled. Weirded out by it, and staring at him. You looked nervous, perhaps even scared of him, and that made him feel guilty. Wyan, I'm really sorry. I swear I didn't mean to yell. Yeah, it's sad. And though you sighed softly, and he thought you were actually upset with him and really mad, you went over to him, taking him in your arms, and telling him that you're just worried that he's gotten so angry. You're worried what could have made him so upset, and you want to hear about his worries. After all, you were dating, and caring for him was one of your duties that you wanted to keep up. Albedo? Now, Albedo was actually usually very calm, and he had extremely good control on his own emotions. So to see him yell was a rare sight, but it just so happened to happen and occur in front of you right now, and you were watching him, the way he looked so angry, in a way you have never seen before. And that's when you made him some herbal tea, telling him it will calm him down. And though he looked reluctant, he ended up drinking it. And eventually, after a couple deep breaths and a few minutes, he had apologized for his sudden outburst, and you just told him it was fine. You were partners for a reason, so of course, you would do your best to understand. And he did not have to explain himself or go so far as to be worried about your reaction. Venti? Venti actually kind of made it hard to imagine him yelling and being angry, but he too experienced such emotions. And that's why, when he was feeling like this, you did your best to stay far away from him. And for the most part, he was usually able to go somewhere far away from others when he was feeling this way, just until he calms down. He didn't actually expect to get angry at you and to yell at you. And that's why you're staring at him right now, kind of wearied out and upset, your heart hurting from the way he had behaved a few seconds ago. Then, before you could leave the room, he held your hand gently. Wyan, please give me a second. I don't want you to leave, he said, letting out a soft sigh. I didn't mean what I said. I really didn't mean to yell like that. I hope you can forgive me, he had said. And honestly, with the way he looked so sorry and so guilty, you couldn't help but forgive him just as you wanted. It's fine. It was normal to get angry, but what mattered most is getting your anger under control in the end. Skirmish. As for getting your anger under control, Skirmish was horrible at that. He had no idea how to control that anger, that burning rage within him. So, when he had discovered something about the toilet that made him just beyond the word angry, he was yelling and kicking at everything, making you beyond worried. Wait, Skirmish, can we talk, please? You had tried to talk to him, but that's when he started yelling at you, making you flinch and stare at him, and you couldn't help but be a little bit afraid from the way he looked so angry. And that's when his eyes widened in realization, and he looked down, mumbling a quiet apology, and telling you he didn't mean that. He didn't mean to make you so upset or to hurt you this way, but it just happened, and he will do his best to make sure it never happens again. Tighnari? Tighnari was really good at staying calm when he needed it. Even though he could be burning with rage inside, it would be hard to figure out. unless you really pushed him too far, or if he was still waking up, because then all those measures he took to control his own emotions would be completely gone. He's still trying to process the day. And that's exactly when he yells at you. When you accidentally do something that makes him very upset, which was added on top of all the anger that he was feeling from a couple things going on at work. But after breakfast, and drinking a warm cup of tea, he went over to you and got you chocolate, kissing your hand and telling you that he was so sorry he behaved that way, and that he never intended to make you feel unsafe. Xiao, though he may seem like an angry person, or someone who simply sucks at managing his own emotions, that was not truly and always the case. Because he tried, and most of the time he succeeded. It just so happened that he was feeling quite horrible today, and when you had reached out, telling him that you wanted to talk to him, that you could try and help make him feel better, he had instead lashed out at you, telling you he wants no one's help, and he had teleported away. But later that day, he came over to you, and even got down on his knees, looking down on the floor in shame and guilt. I apologize, Wayan. I yelled at you for no reason. I can explain what was going on with me back then. But still, I am beyond sorry, and I hope you can forgive me. Thankfully, you did end up forgiving him. Child? Now, Child usually was able to keep all that anger locked up and away until you got some fight to get it out on. But there wasn't really any fights in the near future, and there was nothing you could do to get it out. So it just felt like someone was hammering something into his own head, and instead of getting calmer, the more he bottled it up, the angrier he became. And that's why, when you were merely talking to him, and you had not paid attention, and you tried to call out his name, he had lashed out at you, telling you that you were so demanding and so annoying, that it actually made you cry. You could only stand there in the realization of what happened, and pure guilt, before he went over to you later that day, knowing that going to you immediately would not be really good. He needs time to let you process your own emotions as well. But once you let him in your room, he apologizes and gives you the softest, sweetest hug. And there's also a little gift to match. He just feels really bad, but he will make it up to you, especially when given the chance.